What's up, humans and robots? Welcome back to another episode of Zactically Speaking. I am your host, Zach, and today we are doing the same thing we've done for several days in a row, and that is walk through a park with a fucking camera. I have been editing in Premiere Pro with keyboard shortcuts using Ripple Trim, Ripple Delete, and I added a shortcut for Add Edit, and that has significantly improved my editing skills and accuracy, and also my speed. Now, speed is more going to be a muscle memory thing, so the more I do it, the better and faster I'll be at it. I finished editing one of these clips, a walkabout. It took me probably 30% less time, which is still great, but it was also very much more accurate. Far more accurate than any method I've tried so far. An absurd amount better than any of the automatic solutions I've tried using artificial intelligence or plugins, etc. I was really able to get some great looking footage from yesterday's walkabout. I got a lot of footage in S-Log2, while all the footage wasn't S-Log2. Now that I'm learning how to actually use the color wheels and do grading on S-Log2, I'm starting to get some really great results, paired with finally learning how a camera works and using that in my daily camera adventures. While editing that, I noticed quite a few things about audio and or dialogue that I have to start keeping in mind, or I'd like to start keeping in mind. I don't want to should all over myself. I used to practice not saying or other such filler sounds. Instead, just pausing until I knew what I was going to say. And a lot of that stemmed from when I was doing collections work. I was listening to myself on a lot of voicemails and hearing the number of times I said those types of filler sounds that mean nothing, waste space, and just sound silly. They're not words. They shouldn't be part of your general vocabulary. But while going over the footage from yesterday, I realized that I've been very lax about that habit and or breaking it, keeping it from happening, preventing it from recurring. So I'm trying my best. But proper editing skills have allowed me to clean that up artificially, which is sort of nice for you, the viewer, or the robot who cares about these sorts of things. Today, I also started working on mapping the controls of my Machine Mark III to functionality inside of Premiere Pro. That is going to be awesome. It's very tedious work because I have to assign manually every function I want to every button or slider or knob on the machine. It does allow me to do things like jog and scrub and shuttle with hardware rather than with the keyboard, which I find much more appealing. I prefer that sort of tactile interface to pretty much anything. I'd much rather use a physical interface than a GUI any day, or GUI, as some people say. So that is fun, but that'll take a while to get right, and or it might be an ongoing project of forever time. Lastly, as I'm hoping you'll notice in the audio today, the wind has finally taken a break. I'm going over to the field of dreams, field of drones. Never mind. I'm going over to the field where I normally fly, and hopefully there's no soccer dinguses over there leaving their geese nuggets around so I can practice some flying. I haven't got a drone up in the air in a week or more. I was really starting to feel the flow there as well. Part of my effort to use gear every day, I was flying a drone every day, but because of the wind and weather, I had to put that aside. Though, as a side benefit, I got to spend a lot of time with you and with this Sony ZV-1 rig. Once again, if you haven't been paying attention, which I don't know why you haven't been, because this is riveting content, probably the best content you've ever seen. I am using a Sony ZV-1 mounted on a Crane M2 gimbal with a Saramonic wireless transmitter. And you can see this big honking mic. Oh, I did attempt to change the audio rig a little bit today. Pulled out one of my wired lavalier mics that has a dead cat muff on it and brought it with me because I was hoping I could clear up some of the excess wind noise and get me a little closer, slightly better clarity on the dialogue. But unfortunately, for some reason, it didn't work. Now, when I was packing it up and leaving, I felt like there was another part the last time I had used it, but I really didn't know what that part was or what it might have done, which is sort of par for the course these days. I just pick up a piece of gear and I'm like, what is this? And I go find stuff that it plugs into or screws into or bolts onto. I really want to work on my enunciation, and I think part of that will require bringing some sort of beverage on these trips. My mouth is very dry right now, and it's quite difficult to enunciate when your mouth is very dry. I'm signing off. Stay safe, be prepared, and don't be a dick.